Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Adams Eats. How are we doing? Now before we jump into this video, hopefully you guys will notice that the audio should be back to normal. And the reason for that is I've got myself a replacement mic. Yes! I have got another one on the way actually. To cut a long story short, I emailed Amazon and I said, look, you know, I've had this a couple of months now. Is there anything you can do with it? I didn't think they'd touch it because I've had it for so long. And they just went, yeah, no problem, mate. We'll send you another one in the post and then just send the old one back within 30 days. And I was just like, okay, fine, thanks. So that means I'm gonna have two mics. So it means I'll have one spare should anything go wrong with this one. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's talk about the recipe. Today, I'm gonna make for you some buffalo chicken wings. Now this is a classic American dish, normally served with parties, you know, watching the Super Bowl, that kind of thing. Now what's great about these is they're really simple to make. All we're gonna do is just fry off some chicken wings till they're nice and crisp, and then we're gonna coat them in a nice, buttery, spicy sauce. Now the default sauce that most people use for this recipe is Frank's, but I couldn't get hold of any of that. So today, I'm gonna use some from Enconas. Don't they make cough medicine as well? Oh, that's 𝒘𝒊𝒏𝒈, isn't it? But anyway, that's the sauce I'm going to use. It doesn't really matter what sauce you use, but just bear in mind that the taste will change depending on which one you use. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on. If you hit that pause button, make a list of what you need, and we'll go and get stuck in. Right, okay, so the first thing we need to do is prep the wings. Now, I'm just going to take these out of the packet, just get that over there for a second. Now, you could cook them like this. The problem with that is they're not very bite-sized, so we want nice bite-sized pieces that are nice and easy to handle. And all we're going to do is just cut these in half, which is really, really simple. All we need to do is just find out where the join is between the two parts of the wing. You'll feel it, and then you just want to cut down all the way through until you have two bits of wing like that. And I'm just going to take off these tips as well because we don't really want those. Okay, so you should end up with two wing bits like that. Stick it in a bowl and then repeat that with the rest of the wings. Okay, so after you've prepped all your wings, you should have a nice big bowl of wings like that. I've got about 24 in here. So we'll just pop those to one side and we'll get on and make the sauce. Right, so to make this sauce then is really, really simple. I've got a pan here, I'm just going to put it on a nice low heat, and then we're going to add the butter, and we need to let that melt until it's nice and foamy. Okay, so once the butter's nice and foaming, we're going to go in with our minced garlic. I'm not going to show you how to mince garlic, I mean you've seen me do it enough times by now. And then just mix that in, cook that for about a minute just to take the rawness out of that garlic. Next thing we can go in with our hot sauce. Again, just mix that through till it's all combined. And then we just want to gently simmer that for a couple of minutes, just so all those flavours get to know each other. And then lastly, I'm just going to add in about 1.5 teaspoons of brown sugar. Your sauce might not need this, it all just depends on what hot sauce you're using. So once you've kind of left it for a minute, taste it. If it needs a bit of sugar just to balance out those sour notes, then add the sugar in. If it doesn't need it, then don't add it. Okay, we'll mix that through. Okay, and then we'll turn off the heat, and that sauce can sit there now whilst we get on and fry the wings. Now, because there's quite a lot of seasoning and lots of flavour in that hot sauce, I'm just going to lightly season the wings. So I'm just going to go in with a nice generous pinch of salt, some pepper, and then a couple of heaped dessert spoons of plain flour, or, well, actually this is self-raising flour, but it doesn't really matter. And then at this point you want to heat up the oil to about 170 degrees, which is about medium to medium high. Right, so I think the oil is up to temperature now. I'm just going to test it with a piece of bread. Yes, it's sizzling, so let's get that out. So now we can start frying. I'm just going to get my hands in here and mix all that seasoning and all that flour so that the chicken wings have got a nice coating. You don't want it too thick, you just want a light dusting. Okay, and then start adding them to the oil. Now these will take about 10 to 15 minutes to cook. Keep an eye on them and don't overcrowd the pan. So you might want to cook them in batches if you haven't got a big enough pan, because if you do that you're going to take the heat out and you might end up with a bit of a soggy mess. And once you've fried them off, you want to get them onto a wire rack just to drain off the extra oil. So I'll see you guys in about 10 to 15 minutes and then we'll add the sauce. Right, okay, so my wings have now been fried off. They're a nice mahogany brown. They're cooked all the way through. So all we need to do now is reheat the sauce and then combine the two. So all I'm going to do is just put the heat on nice and low and then just gently reheat the sauce. And once it's reheated, we can just turn it back off again and then we can start adding our wings. And then taking a spoon, you just want to mix the whole thing together so that the wings are coated in that delicious spicy sauce. And once the wings are fully coated, they're now ready to serve up. Right, okie doke, let's get some of these served up in a nice bowl. And then I'll finish these off just because it's nice for the photo. All right, you're probably not going to do this at home, but just some nice finely chopped spring onion just over the top. And there we are, folks, easy as that. Chicken buffalo wings. Don't they look delicious? I can't wait, let's tuck in. Right, so let's give them a try. Now I know I'm going to get in a right old mess here, so I've got a tea towel just on standby. So I'm going to get one of these wings. There we are, that's what it looks like. Let's dig in. Oh man, they've got some kick to them, but the flavour is absolutely delicious. That chilli sauce has got a nice little citrusy kind of vinegary kick to it, which works well with the savouriness of that chicken. It is pokey, I'm not gonna lie, but if you like spicy food, you're absolutely gonna love these. You know, I can taste the chilli, I can taste the garlic, and there's a slight bit of sweetness in there as well, and then obviously that crunch of that chicken skin as well. I'm gonna have another one. Excuse me. Hey, listen, we're all friends here. There's no dignity left on this channel. And there we have it, guys, those are my buffalo chicken wings. Really cheap as well, actually. I mean, those chicken wings cost me £1.70 for the whole lot. The sauce is really not that expensive either. Bit of garlic, bit of butter, and obviously the oil for frying. Oh, excuse me. I mean, it takes no time at all either. Within 15-20 minutes, you've got it on the table, ready to share with your friends. Well, that about wraps up today's episode, guys, so thanks as always for tuning in and watching. Now, just before I go, I want to do a quick shout out to one of my subscribers, and that's Neil Donahue. Thank you, buddy, for subscribing. Really do appreciate it. Your comments are always awesome, so thanks very much. Now, remember, as always, guys, if you want to subscribe, there'll be a button for that at the end. Stick around as well, because there'll be some links to some other videos. And I'll see you beautiful people next time for more tasty fun and frolics, and bye for now.